Hello, hello, and welcome to the Future of Smart and Sustainable Property Management webinar. Today we talk about big data and AI. Dear colleagues, our assistants, please can anyone post that the sound is okay? You can hear me well. Yes, I think so. And okay. I'm Denis Ivanov, the CEO and founder of Ordin Property and Facility Management Platform. And today I have a very special guest, Arseny Tarasov, a board member of European Union Tech Chamber and CEO of Hyperit. And Hyperit is a company that helps landlords to reduce CO2 emissions, energy, and operational costs. Arseny, thanks for joining. And has I spelled correctly the area of your expertise?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks very much, Dennis.
Yeah, I hear well.
Exciting topic today to discuss. Very, very interesting.
Yeah. Yes. Arseny, I have attended an AI/ML conference here in Tallinn last week. We have a new Nordics AI Week, a huge series of events here. And I even have a badge from this event. Yes, so that's true. I have attended. So this is the AI/ML forum. And everyone was talking about, guess what? Not AI, not ML tools, no new big language models, no. The quick question was money. So everyone was talking money. And the question was, when at last AI and big models will start bringing savings and revenues, not only for AI corporations and GPU producers like NVIDIA, but to other classic businesses and industries like our industry, the real estate, very conservative. And I'm really amazed how your company is changing it. And I know that you are bringing an AI solution to our market, and that can finally affect operational costs of the landlords and for property management companies. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly the case, right? We can talk about sustainability, we can talk about Green Deal targets, but in the end of the day, companies are looking for a combination of being sustainable and more profitable, right? There's no question about it. Because if you add nice profit on top of that and cost savings and performance improvements, that obviously helps to speed up the implementation of these initiatives, for sure.
Amazing. And I know that you have slides for sharing, and I think I will bring.
I think I'm sharing my screen now.
Yeah, yes, I think we can see it. Yes, so please, the stage is yours.
Great, thank you. Yes, absolutely. I mean, we are going to talk today a little bit about the case studies with some specific numbers about what can be achieved with the use of prop tech and AI technologies. And I think the numbers will speak for themselves. So thanks again for our early introduction and quick introduction of today's presentation. I mean, Hyperit is part of BPS Group, and we are carbon and energy hunters. So we use technology to achieve decarbonization and energy efficient targets of our customers. And today I would like to speak about a very hot topic, big data, AI and digital twin technologies for transformation of efficiency and sustainability. You were at the AI conference last week. I was in London at the PropTech Connect conference, which is one of the largest PropTech events in Europe. And I must say that the AI tools and AI case studies that we presented were really very, very interesting for the audience. And that's why I'm going to share some of them today. But it looks like the industry is moving to that direction. It looks like the data and the tools and the attitude of customers is moving towards the new technologies. So let's get straight into it. So just a few words about the company. Those who don't know us, we are part of BPS Group. BPS focuses on 3 digital stages of real estate lifecycle, and the mission of Hyperit is to achieve high performance and sustainable and efficient technical operations of real estate and manufacturing. Right, this is our key idea, and really we built a team with a lot of expertise from different areas of business and industries, including IT, real estate, manufacturing, energy. So a lot of really competent experts build together the solution and expertise in hybrid. So let me go quickly through what we've observed during the last, I would say, 12 to 18 months. And the PropTech conference in London really showed that these topics are still very relevant and very hot for the industry. A lot of companies are on their way to optimization and retrofits. And they say, we would love to do something, but we really have almost no data, right? Or we have very basic data, and therefore, transparency of operations is one of the critical issues, critical challenges. Some of them do have data, and we will talk about it a little bit later. But looks like transparency and really understanding of what's happening inside is a big issue. Second topic is lack of those who can actually run optimization projects, and this is related not only to technology, it's related to energy, it's related to AI. So it's really a combination of different types of expertise required to achieve business goals. And last but not least, there are lots of different solutions from legacy vendors, from new vendors. But at the same time, if you're looking to find something simple, affordable, and easy to implement, that would help to diagnose the current situation and provide recommendations and actually manage the inefficiencies, right? And some of the issues that may be related to technical operations, there are very few solutions on the market. So therefore, when we developed Hyperware, the platform that I will be talking about today, we really focused on how we can help solve these key industry challenges. So before I go into the description of the platform and the case studies, I want to talk about some of the key transformation initiatives that are happening right now in the market. So first one is about big data transformation in technical operations optimization. And here I would like to compare our industry with healthcare, let's say some 100 or 200 years ago. At that time, if you wanted to measure something, to diagnose something, you really had very little set of tools with very small amount of data that you could get. This data you could obtain, not very often. So we're talking maybe you could measure your blood pressure or your heart rate maybe once an hour, once a day. This equipment was pretty complicated. So the same is happening now with real estate industry. We do have some tools, but if we want to understand what's happening inside, the equipment is expensive. You can only get the data from very limited number of data points. And when we do the analytics of this data, this is normally based on very standard rules that are pre-programmed in the system. At the same time, as we're moving towards the big data approach, here we're talking about a really different type of scenarios, and they're quite revolutionary. Because with the big data collection equipment being affordable and non-invasive, now we can do it very quickly, very affordably and non-invasively. So that means that you don't have to stop operations. You can just come on site, install equipment for big data collection, sometimes import data from existing systems, and have a really nice, transparent picture of what's happening inside. So this is first thing. Second thing is you don't really have to worry about amount of data that you collect. And the more the better. Because previously there was always the idea, okay, what if I put an extra sensor? Would it cost me so much money that it doesn't make any sense? Now with the new technologies and new solutions, it's a very simple, straightforward, and affordable process. Another important thing about analysis and frequency of data collection, like if you compare, measuring your heart rate, maybe once a day or once an hour, to electrocardiogram, where you really see a pattern of operation, there is a significant difference in how things are realized in the analysis and in the diagnostics, right? Because in the pattern analytics of big data, it's a totally different story compared to what you have if you just have simple data. And here I want to talk about this particular analytics capability specifically. So we used to have rules-based analytics, which are pre-programmed into usual SCADA and BMS systems. You have rules like if something happens, then there is a certain reaction, right? When we have patterns-based analytics, it's really analyzing how systems are performing, and therefore we can give recommendations and provide actions when something is wrong or something is about to go wrong. And this is a critical change in how things are happening. So this is the first thing. Talking about transformation of data analytics, it's critical that with big data, we can analyze patterns of operations in a totally different way. That allows us to identify issues earlier, faster, and react to them not when they already happened, but when they're about to happen. And that's where new savings are coming into the consideration. Remember, you mentioned where is the money. So these new technologies definitely bring you much more savings in terms of better predictive analytics and predictive maintenance, as well as reacting to issues before they happened and not after they happened, right? By doing this, you can really save and avoid costs for repair and maintenance. All right, let's move to the next slide. You can hear me okay now, Dennis, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Great. Okay, now let's talk about.
We are moving more like to the predictive maintenance. So this is the like direct implementation of the predictive maintenance practicals.
And not only maintenance, but predictive operations, I would say, right? So when you have a lot of big data and you have the patterns of operation, you can do very interesting comparisons. And I will show you specific case studies and specific cases when ML can identify issues before they happened, right? Because it shows that there is a certain anomaly in the way how a system is performing. So I will get back to this in a special video that we developed for that. One thing that is very interesting, and that is not technical, but more organizational or let's say political, is a lot of companies say, you know what, we have enough data and we know everything. And this is very similar to the picture that I put here on the slide, because if I ask you, do you know all the news and can you analyze all the information from all these newspapers that you have? The answer is probably yes, but it takes a huge amount of time. Although you may have all the data, you cannot really get insights and information from it. Because first of all, if we talk about big data and building systems, normally when it comes to technical operations, they're stored in different various systems, right? So if you want to put them all together into one dashboard, it's a difficult integration project. Then this data may be not, then the data may not be properly structured. So we have one data in one format, the other in different format, and they're not compatible, right? So that's another big issue. Another area where there are lack of functionality in big data is connection between the data and metadata, such as physical location. So you may say, okay, I see that there is something going wrong or about to go wrong, right? But then if there is no connection to anatomy of a building or a physical location of where the process is happening, it doesn't really help to fix the issue and really react in a timely manner to the anomaly or inefficiency. And then last but not least, sometimes the data is just inefficient. So you can only have, for example, these measurements of blood pressure and heart rate, but you don't really have cardiograms. And this is a big lack of really big data showing what's happening on site. So we hear a lot. Oh, we have data, we have different systems, we don't need anything else, we're fully prepared. But in reality, that's not the case. So looking at the current situation is super important, super critical. So that's why when we developed our platform, we focused on big data collection, affordable, non-invasive, very quickly, and having a very simple to use digital twin functionality. So I wanted to show you a quick video of the platform. As you see, we focus on a lot of different parameters, a lot of different variables and processes, and how they're connected and interconnected with different representations of a digital twin. So this could be a BIM model, right? When you click on a specific item on a BIM model, you see what's happening in the processes related to it. Another representation could be a P&I diagram, and these representations of digital twin are interconnected. Also, they're interconnected with single line diagram, which shows what happens with energy distribution in this particular circuit and with this particular equipment. And if there is no BIM model, we can also use with 360 degrees panoramic photograph that really simplifies navigation on site and simplifies resolving the issues that may happen on site.
Yes.
When there is
and I have a question, especially about those 360 degrees diagrams that I had recently from one customer when I was making a demo of exactly this part of your platform. What is the cost of making those photos? I mean, not just making photos, but uploading it. And is there any like price for one diagram? Any cost that can?
No, there is no cost. There is no cost. It's just you just take a picture.
It takes like that.
Yeah, it just takes 5 seconds to take a picture, right, with a special camera, and you just upload it, and then you associate variables of data streams with specific points on the photograph, and you are done. You're ready to go.
Amazing. So this is basically cost nothing for the customer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, thank you.
It's just a matter of minutes of making sure that you have it on the platform, uploaded, and then configured with data streams. Okay, so moving on. Talking about energy optimization, I also wanted to mention one new initiative and methodology that is going to be implemented very shortly in the European Union, and I'm sure it will be then spread in other territories and in other regions. So I'm sure you all heard about EPC, which is Energy Performance Certificate that is given to any building when it's built, or in the process when it's sold to another owner. But it's not enough, right? The same is like with your car. When you buy a car, it says, okay, normally the car would consume 10 liters per 100 kilometers. But in reality, you can, depending on how you drive, it can be anywhere between 6 and 40, right? So the authorities are looking at the ways how we can save and how we can improve building performance, not just based on existing and static energy performance certificate, but also based on what we call dynamic EPCs. And we have developed a 5-component methodology that is presented right here on the slide. You can take a picture of the QR code we have on our website, a little bit more description. But the idea is that in addition to existing standard EPC, which is under number 1, there are 4 very important aspects of that. So first of all is making sure that energy consumption and equipment operation is based on actual demand, right? And you can check it with our platform, because sometimes what happens is, for example, you have big drives, HVAC systems, and other equipment, and it's running all the time, right? It's not following a specific rules or specific procedures. It doesn't depend on occupancy or weather. It's just running, right? And this is not energy efficient. This is not optimal. This is one. Second thing is about elimination of energy waste. This is especially relevant to industrial facilities and to hospitality, to restaurants, retail, where energy, instead of being reused, is wasted into environment, either in the air or in the underground water. And this is a great source of potential savings. And I will talk about this a little bit later in a case study. Then it's about dynamic generation and accumulation of heat and cold with favorable weather conditions. And last but not least, it's avoidance of power peaks and using spot electricity consumption when available. So important thing to remember that this is something that is going to happen maybe starting from next year, but this is a real trend when it comes to energy efficiency and technical operations. So the platform is obviously designed so that we can measure all these parameters and provide recommendations and transparency on how the building is used and operated. So now let me show you a quick video of how AI system is actually working with real-time data and what is happening when it finds anomalies. So this is a screencast from our platform. And you can see, for example, that ML identified in, I would say, abnormal behavior in the pattern of operation, right? This parameter is still within the threshold, but the behavior is strange. The same thing is happening here. And here, for example, in this particular case, if you look at the angle of this pattern, it's different from others. With a human eye, it would be difficult to notice.
This is an important part, and we had a small connection problems.
Okay, let me try again.
Now it's okay.
Let me try again with the video.
Because this is really important, and I don't want the visitors to miss this.
Yeah, again, so this is about making sure that the system catches the difference in and anomalies in patterns. Can you see the video okay?
Yes, great, amazing.
So the AI module is looking at the big data and the patterns of operation, and that's why we collect data every few seconds to make sure that we understand and we can measure the patterns of operation. And in this case, based on the 3 years of big data that we collected, we can help the ML and AI module to identify these anomalies and inefficiencies. Can you see the video okay? I mean, now it's now it's stopped.
Yes, super. Yeah.
Okay, great. And then once the anomaly is identified, and this is very important, our partnership and integration, once the anomaly is identified, we generate a dynamic URL, dynamic link to a dashboard that shows what happened, where it happened, when it happened, and what is the environment around this anomaly. So Dennis, I think you will show how this is realized in your system. But this is like a very simple explanation of how hyperware deals with anomalies. So the module that is taking care of anomalies identifies that, and then through the platform sends it to through the integration API to Ordin system. And
yes, would you like to continue, or we can?
Yes, I will just show a couple of more case studies, and then I will pass it over to you.
Amazing. Okay, let's do it.
Because we talked about the money, and I wanted to make sure that we speak about some specific numbers. So this is again the case where the anomaly detection system identified a wrong pattern or anomaly in pattern of operations in the chiller system. And this allowed the customer to identify what the problem was in the refrigeration warehouse. So by doing this, they managed to save 12% of energy consumption and avoided very expensive repairs and maintenance of the chiller system. So this is one example. Another example is using a PNID controller in the heating system. And in this particular case, I will give you an anomaly over, an analogy of a car, right? So if you have a driver who either presses full power on a pedal and then releases it, again, full power and then releases it, the car will probably get from A to B at some stage, but this is A, not very efficient, and B, it's quite, unhealthy for the car. So we found the same pattern of operation in one of the heating systems. And obviously the system said, look, this is an abnormal behavior and it should be really operated in a different way. Again, the system was working, but the pattern showed that there is an anomaly in how things are happening. And my final example,
Yeah, sorry, I was saying, I have a question coming from one of the attendees. What kind of equipment can be tested that way, especially with your sensors and your AI model?
Anything that consumes energy and produces temperature, heat, air. So any system that is normally working on site, any building system or any drive or anything, right? So we basically measure everything related to energy, temperature, air quality, pressure, vibration, sound, pollution. I mean, anything that can be measured. Presence.
So yes, generally any kind of engineering equipment that resides
Exactly.
in the building or in the industrial production. Yes, thank you.
Exactly. And last but not least, we talked about the specific cases of inefficient operation, but also sometimes the customers are looking for bigger project for implementing energy retrofits and identifying what can be done to improve overall facility and then run it efficiently. So it all starts with what we call creating a business energy model. We collect data using our technology, our platform, and also importing data from third-party systems. And then remember, we talked about having a single common data warehouse where you have all the big data properly structured, properly visualized in one system. So that's basically what create, right? A business energy model. And based on that, we can analyze two very important things. What are the potential savings? And what are the existing inefficiency in the way how the property was designed and how it is operated. And based on that, we can offer some improvement actions, both in the operations as well as in the retrofit area. And one of the case studies that we've recently introduced in one of the industrial manufacturing customers was related to their NetZero initiative and decarbonization initiative. So with one of their workshops, they had a system where heat was generated through the use of fossil fuels, and the energy from production was discharged into the underground water, right? The customer was looking for the way to reduce CO2 emissions and reduce energy cost. And with the solution that we proposed after deep dive analysis using our platform, we identified a solution where the customer could fully abandon fossil fuel consumption. So really move from certain amount of CO2 emissions to zero, right? As well as reusing the energy waste that they had before for heating the atmosphere within the workshop, because they would reuse the heat from production. This is one. And second thing, instead of discharging extra heat and energy waste into the underground water, through the use of heat pumps, it's possible to actually bring heat from the underground river into the facility. So by doing all these initiatives, the customer solved two problems. First of all, achieving net zero, and second is reducing energy cost by 65%. 65%. That's quite a tremendous amount.
Really
so
impressive.
yeah, I mean, that's why this solution has an ROI of less than 3 years, basically, right? And then the customer gets net zero and reducing energy cost. So that's the kind of case studies that could be generated and demonstrated with the use of modern technology and AI tools. But what's important after making sure that this is implemented, it's all about sustaining efficient operations, right? And here I would like to pass it over to you, because once the system is implemented, once we know what's going on, then we're in the constant analytics mode, identifying inefficiencies and anomalies. In case something goes wrong or about to go wrong, we pass it over to Odin for raising a ticket and taking care of that. So microphone to you, Dennis.
Yes, thank you, Arseny. Yes, it's absolutely correct. So let's have a look, just a general overview of how we in Odin implement those signals and anomalies issues coming from hybrid systems through our API. Just for general understanding, for those who are not familiar with our system, Odin is a cloud facility management and property management platform, which includes modules for facility management, such as dealing with reactive maintenance, where exactly those incident reports from hybrid is coming to, preventive maintenance, mobile app, and also we developed a quite big area and quite big module for property management with contracts and payments. And it's better to once to see and not than not million times to hear. So I'll just show you a couple of interfaces of our system. Okay, so let me share my screen. So basically here in the demo section, we see a incident report coming from hyperware. So we have all the data that was provided by hyperware system, and basically there is a link that can be followed, and there you will see this incident in form of the dashboard and the report that you've mentioned, Arseny. So this is how those systems are connected, and those incident reports can be processed automatically through our application. So like generally speaking, this application goes to the mobile phone here, and we'll try to show you right now how it looks. So let's switch to the mobile app screen. I hope everything will go smoothly. Okay. It can take a bit of time. I hope, Arseny, can you please confirm that
Yeah.
you see the screen of
Yes.
my phone? And over here, this is the mobile app of the engineer, where he can deal with all his daily routine, like incident reports, preventive maintenance, making inspections, and so on. And over here we have some issues and some incidents coming. Some of them come from the real persons, from tenants, and some of them come from AI, like hyperware. So here it is. So basically, this is the incident that arose in our mobile app, where engineer can process. In this like demo version, it's already processed, but we still can file some comments and even close the report and report about the works completed with photos and leaving comments and even leaving the rating. Or if those incident will be closed by the supervisor of the engineer. So this is it. Basically, one click, and the report, this incident is automatically processed and forwarded to the engineer, or even can be done automatically through our automatic routing system. And as you can see, the Odin and hyperware are integratedly smoothly and seamlessly. So there is no need to enter different logins and passwords. We have like both interfaces integrated, so it can work simultaneously with Odin or with hyperware, which I think is amazing. When you have your smart buildings and AI tool who is monitoring all your systems instead of the employees. And the great thing about AI, lots of people say that AI can make mistakes, but generally speaking, humans are making more mistakes, and the mistakes of the AI can be analyzed and prevented, which is not always when we deal with human mistakes. Of course, we have, if you have like CFM system installed in your facility, you have like tools for both parts. You monitor your building with hyperware, and you monitor your team with the help of Odin. So you can deal with the requests, you can see requests coming from the employees or from the tenants, you can deal with preventive maintenance and see how your facility and engineering systems are maintained. You can go deep and drill deeper to the reactive maintenance, to any service card of the equipment, where you can see the technical details, what incident happened, and so on. Or even use the AI for generating checklists and maintenance plans, which makes life of engineers and technical managers really easier. So we have lots of tools in our tool belt, in the mobile app and in the platform, dealing with inspections, parking, and the tool that I wanted to focus a little during our meeting, as we almostly closing to the end of our webinar and to Q&A section. So the module that I like to present is our property management module where you can deal with your portfolio. You can see revenue plans, accounts receivable today, and in our plans is also to implement AI here as we collect more data from our customers. Of course, not data about the payments, but the data of anomalies and patterns, which are used in order to prevent debt and to make your rent roll more predictable. And this is like our focus right now. So I won't go deep into the details of our system. You can always go to the Ordian website. Basically, you are on the Ordian website if you are looking through our webinar system. Then and just book a demo, and you will get access to the Ordian, and you have your own feel just by working with the demo yourself. The only thing that I'd like to mention about Ordian is that we are not just the app. I know I've loved the slide about the data that you showed, Arseny, with all those like newspapers, and it's true that the data inside the building, inside the landlords, is really scattered around, and there is very difficult to connect it, to get it into the one in the one database, to
Right.
structure it, to make it machine readable, and this is like I think it's more than half of our job. We're not just providing the tool, but we are providing a turnkey integration, preparing the data, uploading to our software, to our system, training personnel, even certifying, making certifications of the engineers, technicians, and rent managers, that we are sure that they are well trained, that they have enough skills to work with Ordian correctly, and to be ensured that the tool is saving time and money for the landlord and for the property management company. Okay, so I think we have some questions coming more. So thank you for being so active, dear visitors.
Right.
So we have a question from Vitaly. So is there how you can compare hyperware? I think Vitaly mentioned hyperware with Autodesk Tandem.
Autodesk Tandem is something, well, first of all, it's the visualization engine, right? Tandem is based on BIM, right? And it's basically making sure that you can attach data streams from other sources to a BIM model. It's probably going to be a very nice solution. The point is always in the details. So when it comes to big data integration, there are very specific and quite complicated requirements for implementing and integrating data into the platform. I mean, if you go deeper into the specification of how data can be visualized and integrated into the platform, it's all based on some very specific requirements that come from a third-party cloud provider. So this is one thing to understand. Second thing is, we believe that the benefit is not only in BIM, although BIM is quite important, especially if you move it throughout the life cycle of real estate, like design, construction, and operations. But the value is actually in big data analytics tools and also in different types of representation of a digital twin. Not only BIM, it could be a 360 degrees photograph, like Dennis mentioned, P&I diagrams, single line diagrams. So everything that allows to look at this object from different angles, but also what's important, in a very cost-effective manner. Unfortunately, I would say 90% of buildings don't have a BIM model at the moment. And Autodesk Tandem is focused specifically on that type of representation. But who knows, maybe in 10 years, majority of buildings will have a BIM passport. And in this case, the adoption of the platform would be much wider.
Yes, thank you. I can truly confirm that the main thing I'd like to highlight and emphasize that you don't have to have the BIM model in order to implement predictive maintenance, predictive analytics, and AI. Basically, this is the amazing job that your platform does. And I think we are like running a bit out of time. Arseny, like we slowly move to Q&A section. If you have like anything to add, please let's use those couple of minutes.
I would like to add one more thing, because we're not
Yeah.
only a software company, we're end-to-end platform. So we have our own equipment for very affordable, non-invasive big data collection. This is super important, right? Because if you just use something off the shelf, then or data from existing big players, you would spend really a lot of money on that. With our technology, it's all like basically an Apple approach, right? When you get everything from one platform, right? And then you have integrations with solutions like Ordin to make sure that you get most of the data that we collect, analyze, and present.
Yes. And if you have any more questions, or you're watching this video in the recording, please subscribe to our channel, find Arseny on LinkedIn, or go to the website hyperit.com. Just Google, and we will be happy to provide all the answers. Or just ping me in the LinkedIn, and I will forward you to Arseny. You have the QR code on the screen right now. We are both happy to see all of you here. Thank you very much for joining our webinar. Thank you for lively questions. And I truly wish all of you to have a healthier and more sustainable business that will also bring you revenues and more
savings.
Money.
And
Sorry?
savings. And savings.
Yes, not money. Just savings. Yes. So talking about the trial, I have a question about trial of Ordin. Yes, the trial is possible. Just go to the website, click register, enter your credentials, and me or my colleagues will be provided with a demo version and with a dedicated trial for 14 days. This is easy, just a couple of clicks. So we can do it. And again, Arseny, thank you very much for joining. Dear attendees, thank you for watching our webinar. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, to see more information about PropTech innovation and how it can bring you savings. Yes. Thank you very much.
See you on LinkedIn. Thank you very much.
See you on LinkedIn. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.